Here we have everything we need to conduct the split key cup urine test. We have a pair of latex gloves, but if you're latex intolerant, you're going to need to get the alternative. We have a timer, we have a choice of kits for the donor, we have a pen, and we have a donor consent form. It's important that you make sure that you fill out the donor consent form before you begin the test. So here on the form we have donor's name, donor reference number, so if they have a payroll number or some other way of identifying them, you'll need to put that in there. The sample collection date, which today is the 28th of the 7th. Recent medication covering the last 2 weeks, so here the donor has told us that he's taken 2 diazepam tablets, 2 by 5 milligrams, and 2 penicillin tablets, 2 by 500 milligrams, both this morning on the 28th, so we've listed those there. We then come to the donor consent statement. You could give this to the donor to read, but I prefer to read it to them to make sure that they've read it and understood it. Once they've read it, or you've read it out to them, you then ask them to sign it and date it, and then underneath that the assessor puts his name and the co-assessor puts his name. We're now ready to begin the test. We ask the person to choose a collection kit from there rather than handing one to them. We inspect the person's mouth just prior to the test, and we ask them to remove any outer garments, coats, large sweaters, that kind of thing. We're now ready to begin the test. So if we assume that the donor has selected this kit, we're going to open this in front of them and we're going to put the contents of the kit onto the table. What we have in here is we have a foil wrapped 10 cup test, and we should have some packets of desiccant or silica gel which remove the moisture inside the packet. We now make an explanation of what we'd like the donor to do. So I'm going to ask the donor now to go and pass urine into the pot. We need to make sure that the urine goes up to that little line there, which is the minimum fill volume. If it's below that line, then unfortunately we can't do this test in 2 or 3 goes, so at some point he's going to have to do the whole thing again. So it's in their best interest to make sure that they urinate all the way up to that line. But I do also ask them not to overfill the cup. We don't want urine sloshing around the table when he brings it back.